Good evening, Taurus. I'm Kelly from Queen Bee Tarot, and I will be your tarot reader. Um, First, I want to say that I do personal readings, and that information is below. I do private lessons as well, if any of you are interested in private lessons on learning how to read tarot. For my personal private readings, you can email me and schedule. So there's a number of ways that we can do that. I do answer 1 question, 3 question. We do 15-minute increments, 30-minute increments, 60-minute increments, and anything after 60 I will still continue with you at a fair price that's between myself and the client. It's fairly priced. So anyway, I'm going to start with intuitive because I was getting something about contact for Taurus. I feel like you want to contact a twin flame, like an old twin flame. This could be somebody from a couple years ago, as much as 10 years ago, and you've been out of their life for a really long time. You'll have to pardon me if I'm playing with my hair. I had hair down to my waist and I cut it off for cultural reasons. Anyone who shares my culture will understand why I cut my hair. But for that reason, I'm not used to it being so short, and so you will notice that I'm constantly pulling it out of my face or messing with it. I apologize for that up front. It tickles my face. It drives me crazy now that it's short. Anyway, again, back to this contact. I feel like there's a prior soulmate that you were with, and the divine timing just wasn't there. It may have ended really badly, bad words, bad actions toward each other, maybe some violence. You weren't ready for one another at the time, but you feel ready now. You feel like you've taken a journey through life and you're ready for that now. I feel like that, how would I explain it? That old connection is getting stronger and stronger. You may have had some dreams about this person recently. You may have seen references to this person recently, like old songs that were just really random that you wouldn't listen to normally without that person, things like that. It's just getting stronger and stronger, and I feel like you're at a decision or a crossroad to whether or not you want to contact them. And only you can make that decision. Goodness. I'm sorry. Only you can make that decision. Hopefully this session here will help you guide through. Typically, I don't rush my readings. I want you to get what you need from the reading, so I will go as long as it needs to. I try to keep it under an hour. But again, I will be doing extended readings in Vimeo, and also if you would like to extend your reading with me personally, we can do that many different ways, face-to-face, on the phone, or via email, whatever you're comfortable with. I get maybe there's even, like, I'm getting the Hermit card from you, like you've been pulling inside recently and doing self-reflection. Maybe you were hurt for a while and you needed to pull inside, do some self-reflection. Okay, so that energy is getting heavy again. I'm starting to trip over my words. So I'm getting the feeling you needed to pull inside for quite some time and do some self-reflection and figure out who you really were, what you really wanted. Maybe some fake relationships taught you some lessons. Maybe some fake friends taught you some lessons. I'm even getting that family is very important to you as a Taurus. However, I'm getting that there's maybe even a family member or an old friend that you're estranged from that you want to contact and kind of build that bridge back up with again. Even though those ties are very important to you, you are bullheaded. I'm an Aries with a Leo moon and a Pisces rising. So not only am I bullheaded and stubborn, then I'm emotional about it afterwards. So I understand. You are the sign directly after my sign. And sometimes we're bullheaded and we say and do things we don't mean. So maybe that's how you ended up estranged from family or a friend, and probably your soulmate. That divine timing just wasn't there. Also, I feel like you're in that hermit mode because you're ascending. You're ascending to a higher self, and I think you know that. Like I said, you're pulling inward. You're pulling from in here to be reflective a lot, and there was some sort of internal conflict, a timeout from an old hurt or something that taught you a very big lesson. I don't know if it was a marriage that ended in divorce, a person you caught cheating, or I'm getting engagement. Someone may have turned you down for an engagement or broke off an engagement. I hope that's resonating with some of you. It won't resonate with all of you. It is a general reading. But there was some sort of internal conflict, and it caused you to ascend to a higher self and figure out what you want, who you want, and become that emperor, empress energy. But what I'm getting is you've been in your shell for too long, and it's time to come out and join the real world again. It's time to come out and show others what you've learned and help others on their path through life. No more isolating. It's becoming an unhealthy habit to where you're isolating too much and you're thinking too much and you're overanalyzing. You need to come out of that and start showing other people how you did it and what steps to take to help them ascend to their higher self. I'm also getting something about a job, which is really random because that has nothing to do with ascending or calling in an old soulmate. And ascending is probably why you're calling in that old soulmate. It's divine time. It's that time. But I'm getting something about a job, your job, how maybe there's a promotion or a raise there. Somebody's higher ups, bosses, even as high as the president of the company, may be noticing a big project that you did, or noticing your hard work, noticing I keep getting project. You brought some sort of you were a huge asset in a project or something that went on at work. This is really weird because I really wasn't in that mode of, I was in ascension mode, and all of a sudden I got something about a job, promotion, or raise. But beware with that, Taurus, that when higher ups notice you and start giving you extra attention, a promotion or a raise, coworkers also notice. And I can't say this enough to people. Your coworkers are not your friends. Very rarely are your coworkers your friends. They're noticing you as well. So be a little careful on any information you give to people that you consider your friend at work. You may drink with them after work or hang out with them, go out for dinner. Be careful of the information that you're sharing is what I'm getting, because they're noticing too. But please come out of your shell and ascend already. It's time. I know that you take your time in everything you do. You are an earth sign, but it's time to come out of your shell. Intuitively right now, that's really all I have. I'm going to go to the trusty old cards here. Tonight I'm going to switch it up a little bit and move you guys back a little. I am going to use the Romance Angels, and that is the Romance Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. I finally figured out the lighting in here. My house is so crazy with the dog and the family. I have to come out here to get any quiet time. So if you're wondering why I'm in this yeah, that's how I get any quiet time. But first we're going to pull a couple cards regarding what's going on with you and your soulmate. I want to know about this this calling to your soulmate, why you feel like you want to connect with someone even after 10 years, why you're dreaming about them. So please give me a card for Taurus's soulmate for 2017. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Not sure what that's all about, but we will clarify. Give me something on Taurus soulmate and wanting to connect or contact for June of 2017. Taurus's soulmate. Give me something for Taurus's soulmate, June of 2018. Okay, so love yourself first. And wedding. I'm pretty sure in there I might have said 2017 because that energy, that soulmate energy is getting so thick that it literally stifles me. So if I have to correct myself, that would be why. No matter how many times I clear out the energy, it's so stifling that when you're an intuitive reader sometimes, it literally just like bombards you. It's like 100 messages at once and you can't think straight with your own mind. 2018, Kelly. Yeah, get it right. What I see here is, okay, so you went into maybe a flirt mode. You went through flings, maybe. This may not apply to all of you. You went through some flings, but you found that you weren't happy. You're finding that you were not happy. You were flirting, flinging, one night standing, whatever you were doing, even just rebounding, or even so much as a relationship. Ow, my hair's caught. A relationship that didn't work out, which may be why you're hermiting. And this is probably why you're calling in your soulmate, because this wasn't satisfying the needs that you had inside. This is not satisfying you. It's telling you that you need to love yourself first before you can love anyone else. Flirting, one night stands, all of that, it wasn't doing it for you. You want to call in your soulmate. You want this wedding. You want this stability now. You've ascended. Well, at least the cards are telling things that I was legit just talking about. So I don't feel like I'm nuts getting 101 messages at once. I literally had to write them down. I was driving earlier. I'll tell you a little story. I was driving earlier and all this information just started coming in and I was thinking, what? And then I stopped and thought about it and realized that my next reading was Taurus and that this energy and all this information related to you. So when I got home, I had to start scribbling and none of it was making sense. So let's make sense out of this. What you were doing, the flirting, the one night standing and all of that wasn't satisfying your need. You need to love yourself first, which is why I think you went inward. You went inside for quite a period of time, whether you're the male or the female. You went inside for quite a period of time and went back to your inner child, learned to love yourself for who you were instead of what you could offer in terms of you're a very material-based sign. You value... How would I say this? I'm not saying you're materialistic. Please don't take that the wrong way. Taurus happens to be one of my favorite signs, actually. You're very grounded, and you value stability, I think is the way I want to put it. And so when you go in and you start to love yourself first, you start to realize that you value stability. You don't value all of these things that you were doing to try and make yourself feel better. These are not working out for you because you have a soulmate, you have a twin flame out there, and you know that. So all of this stuff doesn't make the hurt go away. You learn to go in with the hermit and love yourself first. And once you've done that, and you come out of your shell, Taurus, and ascend to where you need to be, you'll get what you need, which is the wedding. You'll get inner fulfillment. But you need to ascend and come out of your shell and help others learn how to do the same thing. So with that said, I'm going to clarify with the Arcanum Tarot by Renata Lechner. God, you know, the lighting in here, I just can't catch it right sometimes. I keep messing with it, but this tarot, it works really well for me. It speaks to me. So I really hope that we can get some answers for you. I'm gonna, yeah, I think I'll do it this way. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle for you. Can you clarify flirt for Taurus of 2018 in June? Almost. Can you clarify the card flirt for 2018 Taurus in June? Please clarify the flirt card. Just flip over. I think one just flipped over and went back in. Okay. We need one or two more. Can you? Okay. We'll see how many that is, Taurus. If that's just a little overwhelming, then okay, yeah. That was a little overwhelming, but it does speak truth into what I was saying. You've got the Three of Wands with the Sun card. So it looks like here, this always reminds me of like a hermit energy, because they're looking off, they're thinking, they're clarifying what they want. There's 3 wands there, but they're choosing one. So to me, it always reminds me of clarification is what I'm getting for you. Clarification of the person that you really want. Instead of, let me move all these cards that fell out. Instead of all this flirting, I see this Three of Wands for you is more, you're finally choosing what you want. This isn't fulfilling you. You're finally choosing what you want. You're focusing in and you're honing in on what you want. You know what will make you happy. And it's not that. These 2 wands are standing here by themselves. That's you looking off into the distance and seeing the ship. You're ready to set sail and take this one staff. You're ready to settle down with the person that you want. And that's your soulmate. This is what will bring you the happiness. This is what will bring you and fulfill you for the stability that you're looking for. It won't be all of this, and you know that. You know that now. Because of the Love Yourself First card. So this inner reflection really honed you in on what you want. And that's happiness. That's fulfillment. That's stability. And with that, we've got coupled the Wheel of Fortune. So it's time for you to come out of your hermit energy. You've done your reflecting. You know what you want. That's not fulfilling you. It's time to choose that wand, choose the person you want, and call them back in. You can have that happiness. The Wheel of Fortune is in your favor. So you know what you want, but it's time to come out and ascend. This can't happen if you don't come out and ascend. You can't come and choose your wand without ascending first. The next cards we have, I think, relate to the flirt card in general. We've got the World card, and that's reversed. So in your world, I'm getting in your particular world, this was not working for you. This energy of, I'm going to call it how I see it, pump and dump, one night stands. This Knight of Wands energy is a particularly nasty energy of using people, whether it be man or woman. I get the feeling that you weren't intentionally hurting people, but people's feelings got too involved. And when they did, you would back off. And you'd be cutting to get rid of them. You'd be, Taurus, you can be nasty just like Aries. We have a very cutting air side to us where we just pull out that sword and that's it. I feel like this is the energy you were pulling in. This is who you were behaving like because you were unhappy with yourself. You didn't love yourself enough to give yourself a chance. You figured out that this was not fulfillment for you. This is not who you really are. You're pulling in nasty fire energy of a knight that he's not dependable. This way, yeah, he's rushing in. He's, in full body armor. He's got his weapon. His horse is in a rush. You see down here all the sand kicking up. He's in a rush to bring in a message. When he's upside down, he's just a lazy shit. He doesn't care what anybody thinks. So you didn't, for a while, I feel like there was a hurt there where you just didn't give a shit what anybody thought. You went out and you did whatever you guys needed to do. You pulled in this energy to keep everyone at bay. You didn't want anyone close to your heart. But you found that it was affecting your personality, who you really were. You didn't love yourself. You didn't love what you were doing. You were hurting people. And so you're deciding to put an end to that. Good for you, Taurus. Good for you. Because hurting other people when you're unhappy is never acceptable. But you know what? I feel like you're going to have a lot of apologies that you're going to give out going forth to people. You're going to run into some of those people. And you're actually going to apologize for your actions. And you're going to be well respected for that. Because this death card shows me a card of transformation, of ascension. Talking about what I was talking about intuitively. This is a card of transformation and ascension. So you're putting an end to that. You're swiftly cutting off who this person became that made you so unhappy. And all the people that you hurt along the way. Which could have been a friend. Maybe you went too far and you slept with a friend and that's why you're estranged. Your family may not have liked you and that's why you're estranged from some family members. This isn't who you were, but it's who you became because you were unhappy and you were living that lifestyle of partying, just hurting people because you didn't want anyone to get near your heart. Because there was some hurt there, maybe from your prior, I want to say, from your soulmate, the way things ended with them, you were so scared to let someone in that you became this party or this person that your family may not have liked, your friends may not have liked, and maybe some of you took it a little too far with a friend. You may have slept with them and now you're estranged. Some of this stuff I hope is making sense to you because when I was driving, none of this was making sense to me and I'm like, what? I literally had to pull over, write some of it down, get home, and then try to remember everything else that was coming in. And I'm like, I hope this makes sense to Taurus because it sure as shit does not make sense to me. So I'm proud of you, Taurus. Well played, sir and miss. Well played. You're becoming who you should be. And that takes a lot of strength and courage. And I applaud you for that. So when you give out, you're going to run into people that you may have hurt or have to call people that you're estranged from. And when you offer that apology, they're going to see that that you've been going inward and putting in a lot of work into who you are to come back to who you were. That's why I think you're ready for this soulmate, why you keep feeling them. You feel their pull, you feel what they're thinking, you're dreaming about them. It's time. But it wasn't time until you went through all these lessons and learned. And you need to understand that. You can't hold on to that guilt of everything you did. You have to come to terms with the fact that you acted in a certain way. You did these things. And apologize as much as you can and let go and get right with the universe, get right with karma. And I think that you're doing that. You're putting in that work. And I'm really proud of you, Taurus, because that is not an easy thing to do. What can Taurus look forward to from that ascension from death? Clarify the death card for me for Taurus, June of 2018. Clarify that death card for me. What can Taurus look forward to for the rest of June of 2018? Come on. What can Taurus look forward to for the rest of June of 2018? Please clarify the death card for me. Please clarify the death card for me. Maybe that's all they have to say. Could be. Or not. Okay, Taurus, this is a wonderful reading. I'm so happy and so positive. Aries was so heavy and unfortunately so negative that I am glad to have this reading tonight. The Ace of Cups. You're ready to ascend. You're ready to offer that cup of love because you've worked on who you are. You earned this cup. You earned this cup. Please pat yourself on the back. You earned this cup. And that's not easy to do. Not everyone can face themselves. Not everyone's strong enough to face themselves. See their wrongs and apologize for it. You earned this cup to give it away. You earned it. That's a lot of hard work for you. See if I can't get it to clarify with 2 more cards. Give me 2 more cards for the Ace of Cups. Give me 2 more cards for the Ace of Cups. We've got the Hermit, which technically is a Virgo card, but I will tell everyone I don't get into signs because we have cross watchers here. We have people who have their sun, moon, rising, Venus in any sign, and it could pertain to anybody. This is the card of Virgo. However, doesn't mean necessarily a Virgo, but you took on that Virgo energy. You went internal. And it's clarifying what I just said to you, which makes me feel a lot better about the crazy messages. Sometimes I feel like my intuition, like I'm a crazy person. And I start writing stuff down and people are like, what are you doing, Kelly? And I'm like, just doing me. And everyone knows I'm kind of a quirky spirit and I have this really strong empathic energy and I have really strange gifts. Strange things happen around me. So this is just clarifying what I said. You went inward. You pulled the Virgo energy. You went inward. You did the hard work. You're now worthy to give this cup to somebody. I want one more clarifier, though, because you've earned that. You really have. Can you give me one more clarifier? Okay, so this is not bad, but the Judgment in reverse. There was a lot of self-doubt there. I think that when you did all of those things before, that you lost a lot of respect for yourself. A lot of self-doubt came in. You're wondering, there was stagnation, no decisions being made. You felt like you were running in place with all of these superficial relationships that you were creating. You felt like you were running in place, like you were making all the wrong decisions. But you went in and fixed that. You took that, you turned it around. But you're still self-doubting. You need this message right here. You're sitting in front of me because you need this message. So I hope you'll like and subscribe because this is the best reading that I've had for Taurus ever. This is amazing and you guys are amazing. So I hope that you will like and subscribe. I hope that I get to do a personal reading for some of you to see all of these good things, all this fruitful bounty from all the work you did. I'm kind of excited to do a personal reading for some of you. Because it's not often that I get to see this. Poor Aries, we got tore up last night. So I'm hoping I get to do a personal reading for some of you. I am accepting donations as well because I was out for a long time with some severe medical problems and I'm still dealing with those, but reading is who I am. It's what I do. So I took my channel down for a while and I'm back. So that's what you have to look forward to for the month of June. That's pretty amazing. You guys are just doing... I was right. One did flip in there. And I found it right when I was supposed to. You guys are doing all this amazing work. You really are. I want to clarify the love yourself first. I want to see what kind of work you guys have been doing. Just in case I don't get to do a private reading for Taurus. I want to see what kind of work you guys have been doing because this ascension it's really something and I think you're feeling it. One more card to clarify, love yourself first. Okay, and I got 3. And now I need one more clarifier. Okay, clarify the love yourself first card. Holy, you guys are just giving up the stories. Holy mother. And now I need one more. It's given me literally everything before I've even asked for it. You guys are amazing. Wow, your energy is off the chain tonight. I need one more clarifier. For Taurus, June of 2018. One more clarifier, please. You guys are amazing. Wow, your energy is just like, whew. Okay. So let me see here. Where to even start? This resonates a lot with, but they're not in the right order. This resonates a lot with what I said. It makes me feel so much better. My intuition sometimes is better than my cards. When my intuition goes, it's never been wrong. That's they're even jumping off the table. Okay, so there we go. Got your story, guys. You guys, the energy in here is crazy right now. It's crazy positive. I mean, I might even be able to get through another reading tonight. I know we're already 30 minutes deep, but you know what? I'm not one of those readers who is going to beg you for private readings or beg you for donations. I'm going to read your problem all the way through. If you decide that you want to contact me on a personal level, you'll do that. So we're going to work through this problem no matter how long it takes. I try to keep it under an hour because when people start getting into an hour and a half, it's like I get restless. I'm an Aries. I can't sit around for that long. So when it comes to love yourself first, your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. It looks here like in this card, I am so sick of this card. This came up like 4 different times and in the intuitive energy. You can probably already guess what it is if you've seen Aries. The 5 of Swords energy. I am sick of this card. However, in this case, in this scenario, it's positive. Even in the upright. Because this was you. This is what you were doing. This clarifies me saying that you were having relationships that you didn't care how people felt. You gave no shits about how people felt. You were hurt. You didn't want anybody close to you. You were just taking it for all it was worth. You're just collecting every notch on the belt that you could. I'm just going to say how it is. Every notch on the bedpost that you could. You're standing there in your victory, and people are walking away hurt, and you don't give a flying shit about these people. You don't care who you hurt. Maybe that's why I'm getting the feeling to connect to estranged friends, family. They didn't like who you became because you became this 5 of Swords energy. You became this guy or girl that just pulled in that Knight of Wands reversed energy, and it was all about you. And Taurus typically isn't like that. You can be difficult to get along with just because you're hard-headed and you're stubborn. But Taurus is one of my favorite signs. You're very stable. You're very easy to talk to. You're very trustworthy. But you became this person. And look at you, just collecting all these swords with this kind of shitty grin on your face. It's kind of a smirk almost, the way I see it. And these people are walking away hurt. The flag is up. It's over. And you don't care. Look at all my swords. Look at all my swords. It's almost like a victory dance of everyone you've ever hurt. It's like putting a trophy up for all the people you've slept with or hurt or used for money because you were hurt or whatever it is you did. It seems to me like when I look at these 2 cards together right now, we've got the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords. Again, 5 was a theme last night for Aries. That's always no matter which way I dice it, air, earth, fire, water, the 5 is always strife. It's struggling. This shows a person in poverty begging. To me, I see you left out in the cold with lots of friends or family because of your behaviors. With people you've hurt, had relationships with, you flirted, you slept with, you did the pump and dump, one night stands. Suddenly nobody really wanted to be around you because you were really getting into this personality. You were leaving people out in the cold, and they were leaving you out in the cold. Either way, male or female, please take it for what it's worth, because repeating myself is fucking redundant. I said it last night, I'll say it again. I do swear on my channel. This is 18 and over. I say what I feel, how I feel, and however I feel. I give no shits what people think about me. So if you're offended by swearing, I'm sorry, but fuck it. So you were either leaving people out in the cold. You had all your swords, your victory, the flag was up, they're walking away. Or they were leaving you out in the cold because of who you became. And I think you got to a point where you felt like you had no option. You felt like you couldn't make a choice. You were indecisive because you were stuck in this behavior. You didn't know how to get out of it. You didn't know how to remove yourself from being this person. You were stuck there. And that caused friends. You lost some friends, family to back off. You definitely hurt a lot of people. And I'm not saying good for you, Taurus, for doing that, because it was really nasty to do. However, we've all made mistakes. I don't care what sign you are. And then we've got you again. The 8 of Swords. We've got a lot of swords energy going on here. Which is a lot of mental anguish, a lot of swift changes, a lot of what are you trying to tell me? That you may have made a lot of bad decisions. And you felt trapped at that point. You felt like you had no way out. You didn't love yourself. You didn't love what you were doing. You didn't love how you were treating people. You'd go home at night. It wasn't fulfilling to you. It made you feel terrible. It made you feel like a bad person. And yeah, that is a bad person. However, people make mistakes, and like I said, don't hold on to what you did in the past, which I think is why some of you went into hermit mode. You were trying to figure out how to stop hurting people, putting people in third-party situations. You may have had a girlfriend that you cheated on. You may have been playing around with multiple people at the same time, and they all found out and they got hurt. It could have also been the pump and dumps. Maybe they tried contacting you and you made a fool out of them. You're going to have some serious regret and some serious apology energy for whatever you guys did, male or female. You felt like there was no way out. Until, here he is again. We've got the Grim Reaper here. You just stopped. Whatever caused you to stop doing this, I don't know. Maybe it was a pregnancy scare, an STD scare. Something caused you to abruptly stop and say, okay, that is enough. That's enough. No more. Something, whatever it was that scared the shit out of you into stopping what you were doing, worked. Whatever that is your business. I hope that this is making sense to some of you, because, again, this is information that I got while I was trying to drive. Imagine listening to the radio on full blast and trying to drive, and you got all this shit coming through your head, and you're like, what? Yeah, that's kind of how I was. But something caused you to abruptly stop and say, okay, I am being a shitty person. And that is not who I am. That's not Taurus. Taurus is pretty faithful. You're very faithful. I'm a ram, you're a bull, we're hard-headed, but we're faithful. Something scared you into stopping. And you did. You turned internally. We've got the Hanged Man energy there. You turned internally. Something caused you to say, all right, that's enough of this bullshit. I'm hurting people. I'm doing nasty stuff. I'm just not, this is not who I am. And it's not who I want to be. I don't know what that scare was, but there was a scare. Because death has shown up twice. And about the same issue. And remember, we're clarifying love yourself first. So we've got another card that signifies kind of, in this situation, how would I want to do, how do you want me to describe this? Of course, it signifies going within. There's no movement at this time. As you can see clearly, he's hanging upside down. There's no movement. You literally just stopped dead in your tracks, what you were doing. And went internal. And you sought out your own happiness. You sought out to love yourself first. In this card, you see people working together. People enjoying fruits of somebody's labor. You see possibly a clergyman, however you want to see it, watching the artist, watching the beauty that he creates. Taurus, you went inside of yourself, and this is the amazing part, and you watched the beauty that you created. You learned to love yourself first. You went back, you hugged that inner child, and you made everything inside of you right again. You sewed up all the broken parts. And you watched as you made yourself beautiful again and ready to ascend to a higher vibration. And you came out of that hermit energy feeling pretty damn good. And you should. Because it's not easy. A lot of the stuff you did is pretty harsh. I can see it. I can feel it. It's pretty hurtful. I sure wouldn't want to be on the end of it. What you did was pretty harsh, but you went inside, you learned to love yourself again, but there was a big scare there. There was some sort of, in my face, there was some sort of scare that abruptly just stopped you in your tracks, and you were like, this needs to stop. And you put in that energy. You took off this blindfold. You went inside and realized there is a way out of this. I'm not trapped in this behavior. I can change. And you did. I'm not going to hurt people anymore. I'm done hurting people because even the people that love me and care about me have been left out in the cold, or they're leaving me out in the cold. I've hurt so many people. And I didn't care. I was hurt. And I didn't want anyone close to my heart. So I pushed everybody away. Notches on the belt. The headboard. And I hurt a lot of people, and a lot of people left me behind, or I left them behind. Could be family members, could be whoever, because you were hurting from, I'm getting probably a relationship, maybe the way things ended with your soulmate scared you so much and hurt you so much that you became this person. But you came out of that. Something scared you, and you went internal. You created beauty, and you came out the other side. I really hope I get to do a private reading with you guys. This is just absolutely amazing. Like, some amazing work you guys did. And it's not for everybody, so if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Don't leave me shitty comments. Do like and subscribe, though, because my channel is just getting back up, and I'm going to need a little help getting the word out. But I do want to clarify this wedding card because you are ready. You need to come out and share your knowledge with the world. Come out of that hermit energy. It's time to come out. Clarify this wedding card for me, please. We're going to go ahead and move those out of the way since we're done. At least we're good on time, because Aries, man, I had to tear into them something fierce last night. Ooh. You guys, I'm just feeling all happy and skippy, so this is pretty cool. Please clarify the wedding card for me. Please clarify the wedding card for me for Taurus, June of 2018. Please clarify the wedding card for me for Taurus of June 2018. Please clarify. I kind of want to get the whole story before it, because it's a little weird here. It's kind of going into the past, and then I'm seeing it hopefully come forward to the future, because I feel like I don't want to repeat myself over and over again. Kind of just want to get to the point. Please clarify. Please clarify. For Taurus, June 2018, this wedding card. Please continue to clarify. Taurus, June 2018, this wedding card. Come on, I know you have more to say, because that doesn't make sense. It does, but it's really not information. It's not really where I want to end, if you know what I mean. What can Taurus look forward to for the rest of June of 2018? Come on, give me something here, guys. That is not how I want to end this reading. They deserve more than that after all the work they put in. Okay, maybe they're waiting for me to clarify to you first before they give me any more information. Or not. This is weird energy. This could be, and this is kind of what I'm getting. On this channel, I drink coffee and I smoke cigarettes. Those are my only outlets. I don't drink alcohol and I don't do drugs. Obviously, when you're medically sick, you take pills and you can't. So I drink a whole bunch of iced coffee and I do smoke cigarettes. Now, to figure this one out, I am going to smoke a cigarette, because this is conflicting all over the place. And I think I have a feeling why. I'm getting something. What a mess. Alright, I'm going to try and make sense out of this, and maybe you can help me make sense out of this in the comments, please. Leave comments and help me make sense out of this ending, because I really don't get it. Okay. Hold on a second here. Reminds me of something I said earlier. However, it is stressing me out. This energy that just came in is a little bit stressful. It's really confusing and it's really conflicting. So maybe you can help me make some sense out of it. Leave me comments. Because what I have here is really conflicting energy. I said earlier that maybe you were hurt by a marriage or a marriage proposal. Maybe that's what this is. You were hurt by a marriage proposal. Maybe the situation involves marriage. Maybe you were hurt by a marriage proposal. You proposed to your soulmate and they weren't ready yet. No divine timing. And so that sent you on that tailspin of doing all of those things that you were doing that weren't right. But, or maybe you were married to them and it didn't turn out right because it wasn't divine timing. But the first card I got, this is actually a pretty good card, is the Five of Cups reversed. Now, again with the fives, always strife, but this card is reversed. Notice when it's right side up, he is literally sitting there in despair. There's 3 cups in front of him that are, I'm trying to get the right light for you. Sorry guys, this light is crazy. Sorry for the glare. He is literally sitting there and tortured, just broken, and doesn't even look up. He feels the pain of those 3 cups, the emotions that are dumped out and spilling out of those cups. If you can see there, the emotions, since water stands for emotion, these cups are offers of love. Water stands for emotion. You see the emotion just spilling out of these cups, and he is mourning it in a hard way. That's why I think a lot of you may have made a marriage proposal that was turned down by your significant other, and that's what sent you into a tailspin. Your significant other was probably your divine female, divine male. Because I'm getting divine timing, and that usually, soulmates, you can have many soulmates in your life. They teach you lessons. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're meant to stay in your life. They're meant to come in, teach you a lesson, and go sometimes. And the letting go is usually the hard part. Because sometimes you feel like they should be your divine male or female, and they're not. But if you notice, he's literally mourning, all of the emotion is pouring out of him. He gave these 3 cups, gave it all he had, and it was obviously rejected. He's building up to give again. He doesn't even know it, but he's healing himself to build up and give himself again. And why I say that is that the card is in reverse. So when you look at it, the emotion is coming back in. It's coming back into him. He's healing himself to give again. This is where it gets a bit confusing, and why I think that this was a marriage proposal gone wrong, or a proposal to the wrong person because you were aching for your soulmate. You thought maybe this person was your soulmate. This is where it's getting really confusing, and I can't make sense out of it. I'm going to need your comments, because you've had such a fantastic reading so far. I'm going to need your comments to help me make sense of this. Your next card is the Magician reversed with this. And then the Chariot reversed. So there was no movement. There's no movement there, but this is a fantastic card, because you're getting ready to give again. You're coming out of that. You know, you're not seeing what you had. Well, seeing what you had, you're feeling what you lost. This to me is air energy. Seeing what you had, the cups are floating in midair with emotion in them. This to me is water energy, because the cups are upside down, the emotion is pouring out into the water, and it's almost like his emotions are draining out. Then you've got the reverse Magician with the reverse Chariot, which is no movement. So maybe you went inside to heal from these 2 cards. There was no movement, no decision. Or the decision wasn't, they didn't fight for the relationship. I always tell people when I see the Chariot, it's a card of balance, but when you look at the Chariot back in the days of like the Romans and things like that, what did they ride into war? The Chariot. So when I look at it, even though it's balance, it's a card of war to me, even though it's the card of Cancer. And again, I'm not getting into signs. There's just too many damn people out there, and we could be here all day. It could be any damn sign out of the zodiac. But to me, it feels very boxed in and warlike. They're in a rush. It's like they're rushing into war. And then, boom, they just stop. This is why I feel like you are healing from a relationship that really hurt you. Maybe a marriage proposal, maybe, I don't even know. And I'm not getting anything here. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay. Yeah. There was probably a third party. Someone that you, or even the cross watchers, if you loved them, there may have been a third party. Because the other cards I'm getting about this wedding, I mean, it's just a clusterfuck of positive, negative, positive, negative. The other cards I'm getting here, let me try and put these in the right order because this just is a mess. Let me see if that makes sense. Okay, well, the next three cards we have here. The first one, again, the Three of Pentacles. Admiring, looking at something beautiful, stopping to smell the roses. When I last pulled this card, this is the second appearance for this card for you, Taurus. You guys are going to have to do some explaining to me here because I'm getting very little. And this is a cluster. It's a shit show. This is a card of, you know, working together, creating an inner beauty. You went within yourself and kind of stopped to smell the roses, got your shit together, went into hermit mode, fixed everything that was making you unhappy. And this is all pulled on the wedding card, so this is what is confusing to me. Because we had the Five of Cups reversed, which is a good card. The Magician reversed. And okay. So maybe that's you stopping all that behavior. But then it gets hairy again. Because we've got the the Three of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords reversed. Now his energy is just nasty. He is the nastiest knight of all of them. The Queen. Here we go with the confusing energy. Let me correct myself again, Kelly. Let me try that again. The Knight of Swords energy is worse than the Knight of Wands reversed. He is the nastiest messenger of them all. Now, if he were upright, notice he's rushing in. He's got all his chainmail on. He's got his weapon drawn. He's ready to rush in and give you a message. He's speeding in on his horse. He knows exactly where he's going and who he's looking for. But he's not coming to give a good message. He's coming in and just cutting off everything. So what I think this is going to represent, and you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, because nothing's coming in on this one. I've never seen anything like this before. I've been reading for 26 years, in case you're wondering. I've never seen anything like this. Then we have the Three of Wands again. So we got 2 threes. What I think is you were internal, and this energy came in and said, okay, it's time to make a decision. You're ready. You're ready to make that decision. You're ready to settle down. Enough hiding inside yourself. You're going to have to come out, and you're going to have to apologize to people, reunite with people, and choose your wand. Get on the boat and go to where you need to go. Enough hiding. You've seen the beauty. You've created the beauty. It's time to ascend. It's time to choose that wand. It's time to call in that soulmate. It's time to contact all those dreams that I said were intuitive, all of that. It's time to contact. The next thing I get is the Lovers reversed, which is usually a 3-party situation or a huge decision to be made. I feel like in this case, it's a huge decision to be made. You fear rejection from your old soulmate, from the way things ended. I keep getting that it didn't end well. It didn't end on a positive note. It ended in a bad way because of the fact that you two were not ready. You met, you locked eyes, you knew, and you tried. Could have been a couple months, it could have been a couple years, and you just destroyed the hell out of the relationship. But you're ready to offer again. You're ready to call in your soulmate. You're ready to call in your soulmate again and for you two to offer those cups. You're ready to rekindle. But what you're worried about is that it won't work out again. But it will. It's divine timing. It will work out again. This may be a negative card. Another 3. We've had a theme of 3s, which is the beginning of your journey. And you're thinking back to the beginning of your journey when you first started this. Maybe there was a third-party situation, because usually these 2 cards symbolize a third-party situation around a couple. But where there's so many 3s, I'm likely to think that, and that's what I'm getting, is that you're thinking back to what happened. You're ready to offer your love again, but you're afraid. And you're slow moving. Taurus is a very slow sign. The tortoise and the hare. You are the tortoise. Maybe you're thinking back to the beginning of the journey when you guys hurt each other so much that you don't want to ruin it again. But if you're having these dreams, these intuitions and things like that, it's time to call them back in. Because the card that I pulled to clarify that was Temperance. Because I feel fear. Like there's kind of a fear base around calling the soulmate back in. I feel like it's based on fear that you don't want to contact them. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of things going the way that they did. But they won't. Here, she's mixing fire with water. For you guys, that could symbolize a fire sign with a water sign. It could symbolize anything. But if you notice here, she's creating balance for you. That's why I pulled this one last card. She's symbolically creating balance for you. If you can't see it, she's growing something new right in the middle, and I don't know if you guys can see that with this lighting. She's creating balance, and she's growing something new. That's a new beginning. So there might be a lot of fear based about this wedding, and asking this person back into your life and letting them know that they're the person for you. But know that Temperance is there to balance it out. And those fears, you may have to iron things out because you've been gone a long time, and that's a fact. You've been gone a long time from this person's life. Some of you I get just a couple years. Some of you I get like 10, 12 years. Some of you I get longer than that. Find a way to contact them. You're already dreaming about them, finding references about them. Find a way to contact that. And you'll find that all that inner work you did to become this amazingly beautiful flower. Guys, I'm calling you a flower. Women, I'm calling you a flower, because you literally went into this little cocoon and you worked so hard on yourself and fixing all of that horrible shit you were doing, and you literally grew and you blossomed into this amazing person. And you have every right to be proud of that, to call your soulmate in. They may be skeptical, but let them see who you are now. Let them see who you are now, because you're a different person. And now I am going to do Archangel Oracle cards. Doreen Virtue. I've been working with these. I'm not even going to tell you that because then you might be able to guess my age. Too long. So what I'm going to do is ask for messages for Taurus for the month of June 2018. And again, for some reason, I wanted to say 2017. My head's a little wrecked from that last bit. And I think I got it right. For some of you, not all of you. This isn't going to resonate for every single person. Cross watchers, if you're waiting for your Taurus, maybe reach out to them. They've done amazing work and it's time. Reach out to them. Taurus, reach out. You won't be disappointed. So what do we have for angelic guidance and messages for Taurus for the month of June 2018? Did it again. You know, usually when the year changes is when I do that. Not in June. Something significant in 2017 for you guys, because I keep wanting to say June of 2017. Maybe there's an event that occurred in 2017 that is important for some of you. I don't know. Any important messages? What do you want them to know? I love it. You guys are just, you are on fucking fire. You're on fire. You're blazing. What other messages do you want Taurus to know? Is there one more message that you want Taurus to know? Give me one more message. And then I'm going to get a little goofy after this, just because it's fun. You guys are not going to believe this shit. You know what? Sometimes I think I should just sit here and talk with my intuition and fuck the cards, because this is ridiculous. The first card you have is Archangel Ariel. Courage. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. I was just talking to you about how amazing you've become and how your divine feminine or your divine male will see this. They'll see how much you've changed and how you treat them. Have the courage to contact them. Have that courage. Maybe that's what that whole marriage thing was all about. You were confused. You don't want it to end the way that it ended. Have the courage. It's time. And I can tell you that it's time. Your divine timing is here and now. You did it. You finally did it. So come out of your little shell and transcend. Stop being stubborn. The next thing you have is Indigo and Crystal children. Archangel Metatron. You have a bond with children in particular. You can help children who are sensitive. This is kind of a weird card. I don't know if some of you have children in your life that Indigo and Crystal children are referred to as children that are very, very special, that have very special gifts. Much like myself as a child, I had these gifts. Nobody ever worked with me to develop them. It took me a long time to develop them on my own. So I don't know if some of you work with children in your life or have children, but your children have these gifts. And you need to work with them. Or maybe get a job or volunteer working with special children. There may be a lesson in that for you. Now that you've transcended, this could be your next lesson. Divine order. Archangel Raguel. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. So, Taurus, about that whole mess that you just gave me about being scared and not being sure if you should contact them and what if it goes wrong? Like, I feel like that's your energy I just pulled in after that amazing reading. The divine order and timing is here. It's not going to go the same way. It's not going to go the same way. And that job promotion that I was getting or raise that I was talking about as well, Divine order and timing is here for that too. But like I said, with promotion and money comes jealous coworkers. They're not your friends. Careful about the information that you're sharing. But here's your divine order. With your courage. Get up that courage and summon your soulmate. You did the work. And last but not least is probably the goofiest. Did I bring them? Did I bring you? Yes, I did. These are just fun. It brings a fun energy to the very end. It's advice from unicorns. It came off of a calendar, but it's so funny. Some of them are just so spot on that they just need to be. Apparently, you guys lots have messages tonight. Okay. And then I'll be done. Don't settle. You can't do epic shit with basic people. Choose your friends wisely. Okay, so be careful about who you call a friend. Co-workers, not your friends. And be careful of other friends as well. I told Aries the same thing last night. Not everyone's your friend. Not even old friends that you thought were your friend. Start this week out like you're meant to change the world, because you definitely are. That came up for Aries. Exceed expectations. These fools don't know you. This one's going to be hard to read because I don't think I can get the right lighting. But that's what that says. This came out for Aries too. Weirdos come out at night. That means you, babe. That means come out of your shell. God, I'm trying to get to a point where you can read that. There we go. Come out of that energy. And the last one, jealousy is basic. Don't be basic. I warned you about jealousy about coworkers and friends with a promotion or something you have going on at work. You're competing with someone for a promotion or a raise. You may not even know you're competing with them. Don't be basic. Don't be jealous. I don't even know if you can see that. Too bright. So there you have it, Taurus. I am so glad I got to do this reading tonight. You guys are on fucking fire. You have divine timing. You have your soulmate energy. Go out, get it in, and you are doing amazing. I hope that you'll like and subscribe. Get my channel back out there. Donations are welcome at my PayPal me account. Got to keep the channel going. Also, look, I do tarot readings. Personal ones, and they're priced differently, and they're negotiable for people who also, you know, are struggling. This is what I do. I help people. So it is negotiable to an extent. Also, if you would like a personal reading, please see my email address below and email me, and we can schedule something. I can either do that face-to-face like I have here, or we can do it via email or phone or Facebook chat. We could do that as well. Also, I do teach tarot classes again, but please like this video and subscribe, share. You guys are on fire, and I'm so damn proud of you. So way to go, Taurus. Keep kicking ass.